Hey everybody, welcome back. Episode 62 of the Legends and Dragons podcast here at Legends Lair in Everest, Texas. Philip Bullock.
Jimmy Klaus.
Here we go, man. So today I am yelling the entire podcast because for some reason I'm the problem. Not the microphones, because Chance and Philip, they sound good on their microphones, but not me. Now, I mean, it's been a heck of a week, man.
It's been an awesome week, man.
But it's also been, unfortunately, in our world, a little tragic week, especially with the Guadalupe. I want to start off by saying this. We, the branches of the service, the Air Force, the Army, the Marines, the Navy, we always joke the Coast Guard. We always bust their chops. But this week is, and I'm probably going to screw up his name, Petty Officer Scott Ruskan, I believe, or Ruskan. He was one of the coasties down there in the Guadalupe, and right now he is credited with saving 165 people.
Yep.
165.
That's amazing.
26-year-old Petty Officer Scott, hat tip to you, buddy.
Yes, sir.
Because you are amazing, my friend, and I know that probably your first action out there, and man, it's been a God, man, my heart has been broken for people. Mystic, man, I have too. We send Journey and Talent. What about Journey anymore? She aged out.
Yeah.
But every year we send them out to Pine Cove. Yeah. Out to Tyler, and I could not imagine dropping my kid off at camp and not picking my kid.
Never seeing her again, ever.
It is.
Yeah, it's hard, bro. It's hard.
Listen, here's the thing. I told Miriam I really wanted to go down there and help this week, do the search and stuff, but she had looked and said that they already have enough volunteers. So I encourage you to find a very reputable donation site to send donations, your money, or whatever else. That's how you really can help the people down there on the Guadalupe. It's sad, man, and
very sad.
And hats off. I'm gonna give credit to you people who don't believe in conspiracies, by the way.
Yeah.
Because the Epstein files also with all of that. Oh, man, like if you don't believe the government is lying to you.
That's crazy.
If you don't believe the government is lying to you, hats off to you for believing that the government.
Yeah, that's we ain't ever going to see that list, man. It ain't coming out. And dude, I'm not going to get into politics.
Oh, yeah, I am. So Philip can say, hey, Philip.
I won't touch that. I won't.
I will, because I don't care. Because here's my thing. People are saying, well, Trump's on the thing. Let me tell you something. The Democrats hate Trump so much that you think they would have sat on that information and not just fill it out.
I think both sides have so much to lose if that list comes out.
Yeah.
So I think that's why it's not.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
yeah, absolutely.
His name could be on there.
We don't know. We don't know.
You know what I'm saying?
But I say this, though, and this is just my thinking, by the way, that I think that he's not on the list, and this is my belief, is that the Dems tried so hard to take him down. I mean, they had the Russia stories, they had all this other stuff, that there is no way
that's murder him.
Well, and that there is no way that they wouldn't have leaked that out, right? But there's also some pretty powerful Dems on that list, I've been.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I believe that there is no way that we will ever see that list.
I don't think so.
Because I believe that the CIA also has their hands in it. And I'm sure if they say, let's say, I don't know, somebody that we know is a CIA member, and they go, hey, you know what, we're going to take you to court. There's no way they're going to let that person sit in court.
Right.
Because I'll be like, you can go to court, but then they're going to spill everything.
Yep.
Anyways, man, I think that's some of the news, the highlight news.
Yeah.
And the cloud seeding people, I got, again, hat tip to you, because listen, I've controlled airplanes that have done the cloud seeding experiments, planes out of Oklahoma doing all this stuff. There's no way in the world that a cloud seeding causes destruction.
Right. And stop politicizing the natural disasters. It's crap. Yeah. I saw some nasty people this week get online and say, oh, well, that's what Texas deserves because they voted for so-and-so. It's because it's a red state, and it's just a bunch of crap. These people lost their lives, man, I mean, when a flash flood happens, and I've been in Texas all my life, I've been in Houston where my neighborhood's flooded when I was a kid. when a flash flood happens, it comes so fast, you don't have time to really get out and do anything. And you got to remember, this hit at like 4 something in the morning. Everybody was asleep.
I know, man.
And they woke up to ankle deep water. What are you going to do? Go get in your vehicle? I mean, these girls can't drive. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? There's only so many counselors there. And then it all of a sudden comes in. I mean, I saw videos where it was hitting houses and pouring out the back of windows. Somebody said that they knocked the window out and a couple of family members got sucked through. I mean, there are people clinging onto trees and electrical poles for dear life. Yeah, and it's a tragedy. And I hate to say it, you know, the death toll I think now is 168 or 169. Yeah. And as they keep going house to house and the water recedes, and it's gonna double. It's gonna get way up there. And it's very, very tragic. So stop the BS, stop talking crap. You know, no loss of life is good, no matter what your political belief is. So just stop the BS and be kind. And this is not a time for you to talk crap. I did see there was a pediatrician in Houston. Yep. That said, you know, all you MAGA people deserve this. Yeah. And thank God she got fired. Mm-hmm. Thank you for doing the right thing and firing her sorry ass. Because if I don't have kids, but if I did and that was my kid's pediatrician, we'd be gone in a heartbeat. Yeah. You know, that's insane. Yep. Absolutely insane to talk that way.
Be better.
Yeah, be better. Be kind. Walk a better path.
And listen, the government hates you. So
yeah, exactly. They don't care. Listen, if you in a natural disaster, and listen, it's not, you know, everybody said, oh, well, they cut FEMA. Listen, FEMA, even if FEMA was fully funded, which it still was at that time, it doesn't matter. They're not going to do anything. Right. You're old enough to remember Katrina, and they didn't do anything. They didn't come in and help. I had friends of mine that lived in New Orleans that lost everything, that had to move to Houston, and they didn't get crap. When the flood, Hurricane Alice came through Houston, it set over the city, I think, for like 60 some odd hours. Yeah. My parents were there, and my sister at the time and her husband, the neighborhood they lived in, which was a 10-minute drive from where I grew up, their whole neighborhood flooded. They had to take their kids on their shoulders and walk them out, and their whole house was destroyed. FEMA came in 2 years later and gave them $8,000. They didn't even cover the kids' clothes and the shelter and the housing they had to buy. I mean, like, come on, man. If you guys think the government's going to save you, you're out of your mind. You should always be prepped. And that's why I always tell people, you should always be prepared. And I'm not talking about, you know, preppers and all that. You do what you want. But think about this. If a natural disaster happened right now, what are you going to do for food? What are you going to do for water? What are you going to do for shelter? If you don't have those 3 things answered, you're done. You're screwed. You might as well, you know.
You know what we should do?
You're a sitting duck.
We should buy land. And we should just kind of like when you went up to Tulsa and then just have like an outside ring.
Dojo, bro. And
we'll have our garden
and our own livestock. Yeah. Chickens and our own eggs. Yeah. And it's all organic and nobody's spraying crap and poison on our vegetables.
Who's with us? Drop a comment. Who's with us?
You know what? I had this awesome idea. Yeah. I told this to my family years ago, and they all laughed at me. And now it seems like it's a really, really good idea. I told my brother-in-law, okay, so Virginia has 3 other sisters, right? Yeah. And they're amazing. My entire family, her entire family is amazing. I call my family because I've adopted them. They're my family. Yeah. So all of her sisters have amazing husbands. I told them like 12 years ago and sat them down, even my father-in-law, I was like, we should all sell our houses, all right now, sell our houses, put in the pool, use that money to buy land and put, you know, like 15, 20 acres, and then put our own houses on there, like 5 acres apart. Yeah. But then have our own like little family compound. That'd be great. Yeah. Why not? You know, yeah. And then, you know, I don't know. Everybody was busy at that time. And now they're like, hey, Philip, man, you remember back then? I'm like, yeah, let's go. Done it, man.
Yeah, you still can.
Yeah, that's very true.
You still can. Why not?
Because, man, I'm telling you, if the person that can live off grid and without any assistance from anybody around them, that's truly the rich man. Yeah. I don't care how much money you have in your bank when the system goes down. Yeah. And the electricity cuts off. And the pumps don't work to pump your gasoline in your cars, what are you going to do? Yeah. There are very few people that are going to survive.
Right. I don't care about that gold bar anymore.
Exactly.
I care about
food, water, and shelter, and that's it. And protecting my family.
Let's go.
You know? And I'm not the hunter. I never have been, but I mean, I know how to shoot.
Yeah.
And I will start killing Dave, and I will do what it takes to survive for my family.
Yeah.
And it's crazy, and people think they got it figured out, and they don't, man. They're too convenienced with convenience, and that's the problem.
What does Greg always say? No growth in the comfort zone.
Yep, and there's no comfort in the growth zone.
Yeah.
That's absolutely right. Shout out, Professor Gray.
Yeah, man. Absolutely. I think, hey, man, another hot take. Well, what else we got? What else we got in the media, man? I'm not really following the media that much.
I don't either. I just tragic about the floods.
Orlando Bloom and what's her nuts? The chick that went up to space, man, that we all make fun of. What's her name? That we always say, like, she's an astronaut now. Like, she went up in that...
that wasn't a space ship. They didn't go to space.
What was her name? Orlando Bloom and...
oh, man. What is
she's
her
a
name?
singer, man. Or she's a singer.
Yeah.
Katy Perry.
Yeah.
So yeah,
She's an Illuminatist.
they're getting
I don't work. That's correct. I think everybody in Hollywood's sick, and it'll. Yeah, I think they're all sick. I think they're all in some cult that he drinks blood and messes with kids. Yeah, bro, absolutely.
I think there's some.
There's stories that come out. These child actors come out and they tell these stories, and then we label them as crazy.
Yeah.
And then years later, it's like, oh, that really did happen. And I'm like, oops.
What is it? Hey, look, Google this right here, because I'm probably going to mess it up. But I want y'all to stop and hit pause on this and look up. I believe it's Bohemian Grove. I think it's Bohemian Grove out in California. It's where like the elites of the elites go out there.
Oh, yeah.
Have you
They
heard
got a
that?
statue of the owl. Yeah, and they do rituals there. Yeah.
Go check it out, man. Go Google it. Go do some research.
You know what's funny? There's always a little bit of truth in stories that get passed down and passed around. Rumors or fables, tales. Yeah, it's crazy.
He with the money. Yeah, I'm not making the decisions for us.
I mean, think about it. This world, I mean, everybody knows. No matter what you believe in, no matter what religion, there's good and evil.
Yeah.
In everything. In
Yeah.
every religion across the world, there's good and evil. And man, if you believe in Jesus Christ and you believe in God, you got to believe in Satan.
Let's see that. Oh, absolutely.
And that's the problem, is that he exists.
Yeah.
And it's some very sick things that go on in this world. And
It's sad, man.
these people are going to have to answer for that.
Yeah.
At the end of the day. And,
But see, that's the thing, though, because even with people, I have had this conversation a couple times this past week about Jesus and about good and evil and why good things happen and bad things, and all the conversations that you're right.
Yes.
I mean, even for those who don't believe in saying Jesus, you're wrong, because there's history
Yes.
about Jesus being on this earth.
Yep.
And listen, I'll believe what you want to believe. Believe what you want to believe, but there's only one guy that said to get to the Father, you must go through him. That was Jesus.
Yep.
It wasn't Buddha.
No.
It wasn't the Dalai Lama.
No, they were all prophets. They even said that they were prophets.
Yes, they never said, but then people like to question me, like, about the resurrection. And so let me tell you something. The Roman soldiers were good at their job.
Yes, they were.
They made sure that you were dead. The crucifix, the cross, that was some medieval
crap. Yeah.
I mean, it was so bad that the Romans didn't even, like, it was like a curse word.
Yep.
You say crucifix.
Yep.
And then to rise from the dead, to beat death, and to be seen by 500 people, I believe it was 500, 400 or 500 people after?
Yep.
Come on, man. Like, and they're good and evil, man. I'm telling you right now, you can go back
And you can't deny that the earth has been flooded. There are seashells at the top of Mount Everest.
Yeah.
How did those get there? You know what I'm saying? I was crazy. I used to mountain bike a lot, especially in DFW.
Yeah.
And at Duncanville, in that area, there are some crazy elevation changes to trails.
Yeah.
And man, we'd be riding in some of those trails. You'd find old seashells and stuff. And this used to be all underwater. Mm-hmm. All of this used to be underwater.
There's too much evidence for anyone to, like. I always like messing with atheists, right? Because they're like, well, I don't believe in magic. I'm like, how do you think? I say, how do you think we got here? Oh, nothing. They just look at them like that's more magic than
How did I believe in magic, man? I love David Copperfield and David Blaine. That's dumb. I love those guys.
I'm telling you, right? And it's about this, man. Imagine Egypt, right? Imagine Moses, and you're doing. Imagine Jesus walking. He's here today, and he performs a miracle, right? And we're like, I mean, I think I'll be like, yo, that's a solid miracle. Like you just turn water into wine, sort of thing. But to be in Egyptian days and the Moses and the other folks are doing magic as well, and you're like, bro, like I can't wrap my mind around Egypt. And the pyramids.
Yeah, it's crazy. And now they just did a sonar. Over the pyramids, and they found what'd they say, 16-foot circumference, 8 full solid copper poles that extend 2 miles down into the earth.
Come on, man.
Copper rods 16 feet in diameter. Can you fathom that for 2 seconds?
And here's the thing. I don't even think we've touched like 5%.
Not even.
Of Egypt. No, I would argue probably.
We need to sonar the entire earth because there are pyramids all over the earth. They just said that they found that it was a pyramid in Antarctica. Now, how did that get there?
I was saying there's a lot to this world.
Yeah, exactly. Humans are such a small blip in time, like that we don't understand. You know what I'm saying?
My brain can't, man.
Exactly. Like, you can't wrap around it. So here's the thing. That's what's great. When you look at the pyramids and you see how they're aligned exactly, I mean, to get these blocks and these bricks to move in a precise pattern, we couldn't replicate that today. Yeah. They're aligned perfectly with the stars. I mean, come on, dude.
Have you done any, and you're probably going to look this up when we're done. Have you done any research on the red heifer?
No, I have not.
Of Israel?
No, I have not. Yeah.
All right, here we go. So yeah, man. So the Bible, of course, people, prophecy. I mean, it's all stuff. Read your Bible, and you will see that I'm not making this stuff up. I'm just telling you what it says. Like, there's going to be a peace agreement at one time between Israel and the Palestinians. It spells it out right there in Genesis. Genesis says. But Israel believes, Jews believe they're going to build a third temple. So 2 temples already been destroyed over there in Israel. But they are looking for a red heifer, which Texas sent 5 red heifers over to Israel.
Oh, no.
And so the red heifers, they have to be, without marking, just
right,
red.
Sure, right.
Because they are going to sacrifice that red heifer to purify all of Israel.
Oh, wow.
Because if you've ever come in contact with the dead body or anything, funerals, of course, cemeteries, they're going to purify. So that's like step 1.
Yeah.
Before they build that third temple. They have all the pieces right now for that third temple right now to build. Go ahead. Look, man. Go down. Go look up Israel's the red heifer, because it has to be. I believe has to be less than 2 years old, without blemish.
Yeah.
Has to do. But I'm telling you, man. Then they talk about. The Bible talks about.
Do you think that we had a human race before us that were more advanced than we are now?
Man, that is a solid question. I will say, I believe yes. Not with all the technology and stuff like that. Technology, of course, were they smarter? They were trying to build a temple or steps to heaven. The Tower of Babel.
Yep.
Earth came together, man came together to build this temple, and God was like, you know what? I'm going to think about all these great things around the world that were built hundreds, sometimes even thousands of years ago. Look at the Great Wall of China. Look at the Colosseum.
Yeah.
Look at that, man.
Yeah.
I think
that's amazing.
I've been to Italy, and the roads there are still. I can't even get the city of Fort Worth to fix a pothole in my neighborhood.
Think about this. And they said that somebody was in a mine, and they said that they found a wheel, and it like dated back like, I don't know, like 350,000 years.
Yeah.
Think about that. A wheel, dude.
Yeah.
From 350,000 years ago. You know, I mean, that's just that. You know, it's almost unbelievable. But then you got to think, how did it get in this rock that's in this mine, in this cave? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then just that's crazy. You know, you look at all these different ancient hieroglyphics and stuff. And man, you know, they've all got a bird's head on a human body.
Yeah.
You know, holding, you know, like flowers or whatever the thing is.
Yeah.
They've all got a little spacecraft. It's like something that we don't know. That's just it. We have no idea.
You want to know what I think it is, man? I mean, listen, we talked about good and evil.
Yeah.
Dude, there's some I don't know what it is. I don't want to say angels. I don't know.
Yeah.
But there's some stuff that I cannot explain. Like,
Yeah.
The only thing I go back all the time, because Talon, man, my son, he comes up with some great questions. Him and I have conversations just like what Philip and I are having. And I always go back like, listen, I don't have the answers and I don't know the time frame. I just know this, man. If you accept Jesus, if you believe that Jesus is your Lord and Savior, and you confess your sin, that's it, man. I mean, we are saved by grace. Yeah. There is nothing that Philip or I can do. Nothing. I can't do enough good works. I cannot give enough money. I cannot do anything to buy my way into it. Yeah. The simple fact is, all you gotta do is accept, believe, and confess. That's it. That's all. And people are like, what? I don't believe. I'm telling you right now, that is all you have to do. Yeah. And then you'll be like, oh no, listen, I was so jacked up. I was more jacked up than probably a lot of you folks listening, man. And people, if you knew me before, but now I'm telling you right now, man, there is nothing that I can do. And I tried to let my light shine bright for everybody. I'm telling you, man, I love people. We talked about this last week. I love people, but I also hate you guys. I love you guys, but I also hate you guys. But anyways, all that to say, man, there's some, I think Joe Rogan, and I have to go back because I listen to like clips here and there, and sometimes I'll listen to a full episode. I think they said there were markings at the top of the pyramid. I mean, that looked like a helicopter.
See?
I'm telling you, man.
That's what I'm saying. See?
Like,
think about it.
But then when John in the book of Revelation is doing his stuff, you have put your mind in John's body, right? Put your mind in, and think about the visions that God gave him.
Yeah.
Like, about the end of time, right?
Yeah.
And you're trying to describe a tank and an airplane and missiles. Like, how are you going to describe like how are you going to describe it? You're like, I don't, what is this thing?
Right.
I don't know. Yeah. It looks like a dragon, maybe spitting fire or something.
Yep.
I'm just saying.
See?
Go read, stop listening, turn off the flipping view. And go check out. Hey man, hot take. I need your opinion here.
Uh-oh.
Socks and Crocs.
Absolutely not. You should.
Bro, what are you talking about?
You shouldn't be wearing Crocs to begin with, Jimmy. Yeah.
No,
yeah. Listen, you're a grown man, son. You're a grown man. You don't need to wear rubber shoes with holes in them that you can pin charms on like a 14-year-old girl. Doesn't matter.
You know what?
I'm wearing Crocs. Wear flip-flops like the rest of the world.
Henzo family, give me some charms.
Do not give this man Croc charms.
I will wear the charms.
No, he won't. I'll burn the Crocs. I'll burn. I don't think any grown man should wear Crocs.
Let's look. Have you tried it?
Well, yeah, I've tried it.
With socks?
No.
Dude, do you know how comfortable? I'm telling you right now.
No, it's not comfortable.
I'm telling you right now.
Dude, no grown man should have Crocs, man.
That's a hot take right there.
Yeah.
What do you guys think?
You're either Team Croc or Team Not. And I'm Team Not. I don't like Crocs. And when I see grown men wearing them in public, I'm just like, man, like, Something in your life is off. You're so lazy. You can't even slip a flip flop in between your toes, man.
That is a hot take right there, man.
I'm sorry,
I'd say, man.
Croc lovers.
Yeah.
I'm gonna dog you on this one.
Listen, man, Crocs and socks, try it. Hit me up. You probably do.
That's like wearing socks with sandals, man.
Okay, that no, you can't.
Oh man, socks with sandals crossing the line.
That's crossing the
But
line.
socks with the Crocs, man. It's like,
Go Team Croc.
no Croc.
Team Croc.
Uh-oh.
I'm just thinking like Croc with like what is it, Spider-Man or whatever else, man.
Oh, yeah.
So Mike said something yesterday
Yeah.
about your tats. And it made me think, like, you have tats from the 80s.
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
Yeah.
you have the Muppets, right?
Yeah,
Right, but you have Muppets. Tell me that the Henzo didn't look like when I first saw it, I was like,
Let me tell you.
Go.
Let me tell you
That's
this story.
why. Tell me.
4 days ago on Saturday, I got or Sunday, I'm sorry, 3 days ago, Sunday, I got a massage. Oh no, my mic. So I got a massage, right? And I've never had this lady before because my lady was out. So I got this other lady. And so, she was massaging me and she had tattoos too. She got done with my session. We get done and she meets me out in the lobby and she's like, hey, I just want to let you know, I think your tattoos are great. I love how you blended the Japanese Japanese and the traditional American. You kept them separate, but then blended them. I love how you incorporated the Muppets and the Thundercats logo in the sleeves. I was like, that's not the Thundercat logo, lady. That's Henzo Gracie. But yeah, it's funny because in everybody's mind, they look at it and they see.
I've done Thundercats. I'm like,
Thundercats.
You know what? I need to reach out to Master Henzo.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask him, like, were you inspired by the Thundercats?
If you bring them both up, it's kind of similar, but different.
Yeah. But
it's cool. I love our logo, man.
Yeah, so do I.
Yeah.
I really do, man.
I hope I love it. I got it tattooed on me.
You do. It's
I
crazy.
do. I love it. Yeah, it looks great. I give my second session to blast the more white in on August 2nd. And then it's really going to pop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, let me tell you all a tattoo story, though, because, my other tattoos, I did the stand-up game, and I can get on the mats. We have a rule at Henzo, 10 days.
Yep. 10 to 14 days. Stay off the
So
mats.
I had a sleeve, so I got the sleeve done like about a year and a half ago, 2 years ago?
Over 10 years.
Yeah, probably about 2 years ago. And so I wore a sleeve and I was rolling. It was a bad idea, man. It was bad. I am taking those 10 days off.
What he left out was before he got on the mat and rolled, before he got the tattoo, he asked me he asked me for my opinion. And I gave it to him.
Yeah.
And he did not take it. He did not heed my advice. I remember it clear as day. He was like, hey, man, I'm going to get a tattoo. What's the deal with rolling? I was like, well, it's an open wound. So it's just like getting cut. You should probably take 10 to 14 days off to wait. That way, you don't get any infection. Nah, I'm good.
Man,
Roll the first day with it. What happened,
I
Jimmy?
was not good, dude. I'm telling you right now. I was like, man, it was bad. Let's just say it was bad. That the next time I get it,
But you know what? It healed up nice.
It did.
Yeah,
It healed.
I lucked out because I had a buddy of mine when I used to train at Gracie Baja, and he got this fishing lure on his ribs. He loves fishing. Fishing and jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
He got this beautiful fishing lure. It was like a shrimp, and it had some jiu-jitsu stuff in it. And it had the hooks and everything. And he got it done. And the next day he rolled and it got infected. And to this day, when you look at it, it just looks like a blob of orange and brown. You cannot tell that it's a lure. You can't tell that it's a shrimp. You can't tell. You can see the little hooks at the bottom, but it looks like crap.
Yeah. Well, after that roll, I took the rest of the time.
Yeah, you got to be careful.
But here's the thing, too, man. Like Philip has all these tats and stuff. Like
I do.
And I love them. Obviously I want to get more mats, but I don't really want to take the time off the mats.
That's the cracky part. Yeah.
That's the thing. But to the little old ladies who happen to watch this, like, come on now, his tats cost more than your purse.
Yeah. It's not a clench in your purse.
Leave my man alone, man.
It's funny because and it's funny now because most of the kids that I teach, their parents are younger than me now.
Yeah.
10, 15 years ago, it wasn't like that, So when parents come in and they see the sleeves and, you're the kids instructor? Now it's like, you're the kids instructor? Let's go. All right.
But that is true, though.
Yeah.
Because now tattoos are more, would you say cultural norm? Like,
I would have to say yes, because the average age of my kids' parents is 30 to 35.
Yeah, they have tats.
And I'm 45 and I'm fully tatted and I keep getting more. I will never stop getting tatted. My wife and I will get tatted in our 80s.
Yeah.
Straight up.
That's what I'm
we will never stop. I love tattoos. I love ink. Yeah.
Journey. So my mother-in-law right now is battling cancer.
Very sorry to hear that.
And it's she's in her 70s. So Journey asked my mother-in-law Mary to handwrite a verse in Jeremiah. They just heard it right. Excuse me. So Jeremiah, and I forget what verse. And so Journey wants to get that.
Very nice.
Tattoo. So I was like, that's what I'm talking about right there.
Two things are going to happen.
What's that?
She's either going to love it or she's going to hate it.
Oh, well.
She's either going to want more or she's going to stop after one.
Yeah,
That's how it goes.
So
with people.
talent, of course. So it's funny because I was talking to Miriam about talent yesterday, and this is the difference between guys and girls. So, I probably should be careful where I'm going. How I handle. Well, you know what? I'm going to go in. I'm going to say it. You women, if you're on the mats and you choke me out, I understand why. but guys will give each other advice that we'll think about like later. Like talent absolutely. He loves Phil, right? Now I've kept talent off the mats on purpose because talent got his ear pierced, and I don't want him rolling with the ear pierced and stuff. So I told him, like, hey man, just stay off the mats. This summer we got other workouts we're doing, but he'll get back on the mats soon. But he told Miriam yesterday, because Miriam told me that, yeah, I was talking with Talon, and Talon was saying how much she loved Professor Phillip, because Phillip gave Talon the advice of, you can't have a bad day and then go to school, right? So that has resonated with Talon.
Good.
And for guys, like Talon, he will always remember that conversation in his life. And I'm not saying that girls don't remember advice that other females say, but I think that the advice that guys get, is just straight and to the point. Sometimes ladies with their advice is kind of like, listen, I'm just saying.
Jimmy, I have no idea what you're talking about.
You don't have to jump on there. Look, I'm just saying, like, straight railroad tracks for guys, right? And then ladies, y'all before, I'm just saying, I'm not a lady.
Honey, I had no idea he was going to say that before he said that.
Listen, we don't know what we're going to say on this podcast before we say. I'm just.
Oh man.
But listen, anyway, all that to say.
You tried to get me in the deep water.
I tried. I tried to. Look, babe, because for me, man, you know what? I was thinking about this. Like, if you were a superhero, like, who would you say you're most in love? Like, Marvel or DC? By the way, Superman's coming out. I'm so going to see that movie.
Man, that's a good question.
So think about that question, and I'll answer my question.
Okay, go ahead.
So I like to think in my brain that I'm like Captain America.
Okay.
Meaning, you guys beat the hell out of me.
Yeah.
And I constantly get back up.
Yeah.
Like, oh man, I could do this all day, sort of thing.
Yeah.
I wish I was like Captain America, because Captain America at least wins.
Yeah.
He'll take a beating. He'll take it. I don't really win. I just take the beating. And so I was like, maybe I'm more like Star-Lord. Maybe I'm like Star-Lord.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm like Chris Pratt, Star-Lord.
There you go.
What do you think, man? Like, you were a superhero, man. Like, I don't know.
Who would I want to be, or who do you think I would align with best?
Okay, so both.
Okay.
Who do you want to be? And you know what? It doesn't even have to be. It doesn't have to be comics, I guess, right? Because we got like Street Fighter.
Yeah. No, if I could be a superhero, honestly, I would probably want to be the Hulk.
Yeah. I can see that, man.
Except I don't like being angry. Like, I don't like being mad.
Okay.
So
yeah.
But
I can.
But the madder I get, the more strong I get. So I don't. It's a payoff. I just don't like being angry. So, but man, I love the Hulk, and he's so, he's a nerd at heart. That's me. He's a softie. He's a hopeless romantic.
Yeah.
But man, when you piss him off, bro, it's time to get to work. And yeah.
Listen, if you haven't seen Philip pissed off, I've seen Philip pissed off. Like I see Phillip on the mat, and when I say on the mat, not rolling or sparring pissed off.
Yeah.
But when
You've
somebody
seen
just
me
kinda-
upset. You've never seen
Okay,
me
you're right.
pissed
I
off.
haven't seen. I've seen you upset.
Yeah, you've seen me upset.
But
You've
I
never
can
seen me
see
pissed
that.
off.
I can see you being the Hulk because you have that power to
Oh, yeah.
you. I mean,
Yeah.
you have that. If somebody gets in that your closed guard, it's done.
Yeah, you've seen me upset. I think.
I don't think I've seen you.
I think
pissed.
somebody to see me pissed, like if somebody were to walk by and slap Virginia on her butt, or punch my wife or something, you would see me go off the rails.
Yeah,
But yeah, you've seen me upset.
I've seen you-
And listen, that was warranted.
hey, you know,
know,
it was worth it a couple times. I've seen you a couple
You know,
times.
I don't like people that are D-bags on the mats. I don't like people that have egos. You know, we're all here to train. We're all here to get better.
Those are your sheep, man. You're like the shepherd. You and Greg are
Yeah.
like
That's
the
what we have
shepherd.
to do.
You guys,
We have to,
you guys
yeah.
protect the mat. So
We have to.
I've seen that. And you see the Hulk.
Yeah.
But who do you think you probably?
A lion with? Oh man.
I wish hey, listen, some of my coworkers right now, I wish you were here because I would say you probably fall more in line like Aquaman. the robot chicken Aquaman.
Oh my goodness. Oh man, I don't know who I would align myself with, man.
That's all right. I've had time to think about this question. So for me, it was I'm telling you, man, like Captain America, I'll take him.
Yeah. No, that does. Yeah.
Probably more like just probably more Star Wars. Like I don't know. I'm just saying. But yeah, man, Superman. You gonna go see it? The new one?
See, here's the thing.
Are you not a DC guy? Are you not a Superman guy?
Man, growing up, I had a few comics. Like, you know, I had when Superman died. You know, like
Yeah.
the 75th anniversary or whatever. Like, and I had a few Spider-Man comics, but I really didn't like get into the storyline. You know,
Really?
the Turtles were my thing.
Yeah, I
Like, you know,
Turtles.
I followed the Turtles storyline.
What about G.I. Joe?
And I love G.I. Joe, and I followed the G.I. Joe storyline, but I wasn't into the DC and Marvels. And so, like, I watched the Avengers, the first one, but bro, like, everybody's like, oh, have you seen this? Have you seen, what's the one where he gets the stones, the thing? Which one's that one?
Oh, be this.
Yeah, they're like, have you seen this movie? Or have you seen this movie, the spinoff of this? And I'm like, I haven't seen any of these. Like,
Really?
For me to catch up, like, I'm 30 Marvel and DC movies behind. I'm way far behind, bro. Like, I don't know where to pick up, where to start. Like, I'd be lost. Like, you know, I know who the characters are, but I don't know their storylines. Like,
Yeah.
I'm excited that Harrison Ford's going to be the Red Hulk. I think that's amazing.
Yeah.
You know, but like, yeah, dude, like, you know, I've never followed like Hawk,
interesting.
Nighthawk or what's her name? Scarlett Johansson. Who does she?
Oh, Black Widow.
Yeah, Black Widow. Like, I've never followed their storylines. I don't know who they are, where they came from. I never followed the X-Men. You know, I didn't. Yeah,
That's kind of shocking. I'll be honest.
that wasn't me. It was Star Wars and Ninja Turtles, man. Those were my go-to. I was a Star Wars and Ninja Turtle nerd.
Were you a Star Trek?
No, my dad was.
See, that's the same.
My dad was a Trekkie.
I wasn't
was
a Trekkie.
Star Wars freak.
That was me, man. And I wonder why that is, man.
I don't know. My
Because
dad
the same
loved
thing.
Star Trek, dude. He loved it. He watched all of it. Oh my God, man.
Yeah, man. My dad,
Yes, my dad.
my old man. I remember him watching Star Trek, but I was more Star Wars.
Yeah, I was Star Wars, bro.
I love me some Star Wars.
Me too, and the lightsabers, and then I, of course, I'm just a nerd growing up. My favorite, other than Star Wars, my favorite trilogy, and I just introduced this to my niece this last Saturday because we had the girls. My wife and her sister went to a quinceañera. They were out late, so we had girls this weekend, and I introduced her to the Back to the Future series. And I grew up on the Back to the Future series, bro.
Yeah.
That was my jam.
Yes.
And my godfather took me to see Back to the Future 3 when it came out the movies theaters in 1991, when they went back to the Old West. And it was funny because, Isabella watched part 2, and she was like, 2015, that was 10 years ago. It's like, we don't have any of this stuff. I was like, do you know how upset your Uncle Philip was? Because I believed that we were going to have hoverboards and flying cars, hover conversions, and all this. So disappointed we don't have a hoverboard. I was so disappointed. And she asked me, she's like, well, what hoverboard are we going to get? I was going to get the Pitbull, bro.
Yeah.
The straight up power that goes on water, you know, that your friends hook up to in the back.
Let's
Those
go.
boys don't go on water unless you have power.
Yo,
Like, man, the Back to the Future was my jam.
I wanted those Nikes
Yeah, well, they made them, but
they made them for Michael J. Fox. That's what they made 'em for.
Well, no, you can buy it now.
Really?
Yeah, they're like $40,000 a pair, but they're not in the movie where he goes. Boop.
Yeah, I know.
You know, or that jacket that, jacket adjusting, drying jacket now. Yeah, jacket is now dry.
I love those back to for some the sci-fi stuff. Like there's some sci. Now I haven't seen the movie Ready Player One. Have you? Mm-hmm. So, but I've read the book.
Yeah,
I love the book.
It's okay.
Have you read the book? Have you read the book?
No.
Okay. So
I have a hard time reading.
Oh yeah, we talked
I
about it.
ADHD. It's very, very tough, dude.
Yeah.
The last book I completed, which was awesome, it really kept me engaged, was the 32 Principles from Henner, his brother, Henner Grayson.
Oh, okay.
And his brother.
Okay.
I keep forgetting his brother, Halson. Yeah, one of those. I forgot who it was. But anyway, they wrote a book, The 32 Principles, how that applies to jiu-jitsu in life. And man, that was the last book. I ate it up.
Nice.
Man, you give me a book, man, I'm not going to finish it.
Yeah, so I mean that's
Tough for me.
Yeah.
We order books that can keep me engaged, like the Choose Your Which Way books, because I can jump back and forth and be totally engaged. My brain is just all
Were
scrambled.
you a Calvin and Hobbes guy?
Yes. Oh,
Yeah, Calvin Hobbes.
Love that. I was a Far Side, Calvin and Hobbes.
Yes.
I loved comic
Yes.
books, man. Garfield.
Yeah.
I had all the Garfield books. 1 through 23.
I remember every morning. So we used to get the newspaper. I know where I'm showing how rich we were growing up. I don't remember how long we got them, but I remember going directly to the comic.
Yeah, the funny page.
The funny page, just reading this. And then, of course, was it Saturday?
Yeah.
Like colored?
The colored. That was the best.
Man. I know you kids today that are listening, you have no idea.
Tragic, dude. They'll never understand the importance of waking up early on a Saturday morning, rushing to the kitchen, grabbing your favorite bowl of cereal, sitting down, watching cartoons for 3 hours before you went outside and played for the rest of the day. Your friends wouldn't even come outside till after 11 because at 8 o'clock it was Ninja Turtles, 9 o'clock it was and just we were glued to the TV.
Yep.
And then we went out and, there was no looking this stuff up. There was no digital on demand. It was it was a wild time.
Let's have a get off my grass moment, shall we?
Yeah.
Get off my grass, kids.
Yeah.
Meaning, y'all have everything on demand right now. Like we had, dude, I remember having to going to the bathroom during a commercial break.
Yeah.
And then the family screaming, "It's back on!" It's ready to run.
Yeah.
Try not to miss it. Now, man, they could pause it.
Or kids staying inside all day today, man. If I was outside and I came indoors, my mom would be like, "If you come inside one more time, you're staying inside." Cool. We drink it out from the water hose the rest of the day.
Yep.
Unless we needed food or something, like you didn't come back in the house.
I saw this reel on the socials of a dad talking to his kid about being, when he was grounded, he had to be stuck inside. Like that was how you were grounded.
Yes.
Like, dude, I hated being inside.
Me too.
Man, I want to
You're in the ground. What?
Now these kids.
No, I want to go outside and ride bikes and play with my friends.
Yeah, and go see the body of a dead hobo underneath the bridge.
Yeah.
Or it's just wild.
It is, man. It's a different time.
It was like, man, and then I'll tell you what used to jack me up on TV was Unsolved Mysteries.
Yeah, I loved Unsolved Mysteries.
Like
Twilight Zone.
But let me tell you about Unsolved Mysteries, how it jacked me up though. Like you would watch this entire thing and you were invested. You were like, oh man. And then they say at the end, no one has been caught, or there's no
and you're like, this guy's still out there.
You're like, what?
Yeah, you try to go to sleep after that.
Yeah, dude, I remember trying to take out the trash.
Oh,
and the trash can was outside. It was dark.
Yeah.
I would hurry up, run inside.
Yeah.
I didn't want to get nabbed by that unsolved mystery.
Yes, dude. Yeah.
You ever watch the X-Files?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I watched the
X-Files. I love that, dude.
Quantum Leap.
Then you remember the TJIF shows, Friday nights? You go home, you spend with the parents. Family Matters.
Yes.
Step by Step.
Yep.
Full House.
Yep.
Yeah, man. Friday night was the jam. You'd be home at 7 just so you can watch the Friday night lineup.
You kids are missing now.
Kids are...
See, because we're the generation, Philip and I are the generation that we had phones on the wall.
Yep.
We had, we went from records to 8-tracks.
Yep.
Now we were right there on the cusp, probably for the 8-tracks, maybe for.
No, I had
I had some
8-tracks in the house.
We had some 8-track
Records, 8-tracks, to cassettes.
Cassettes.
Winding them with the pencil.
People, I don't remember the beta.
CDs.
Yeah.
CDs were nuts after that.
CDs.
1991, I got my first portable CD player, and I thought for Christmas, and I thought I was the bomb. And it had these little speakers that you plug into the headphone and you turn on. And the first CD I got was Garth Brooks' "In Pieces," the red and black album. Yeah. That was my first CD that I got for my DVD.
My first
player.
CD was Green Day.
Nice.
Was it Dookie?
Dookie, yeah.
That was the first.
Very nice.
CD. Did you have the what was it? The Shock thing?
Yeah, the Shock. Yeah, I had a Sony because Sony was the first one that released the Discman.
Yeah.
At that time, I had a Walkman, and then my parents bought me the Discman for Christmas.
Yeah.
And man, I listened to that CD all the way to my.
You ever call into the radio station and then request a song?
Oh,
and then
yeah.
try to hit the request.
Oh yeah, man! I would wait in my room for hours on the top Casey Kasem.
Yes.
Top 40 countdown.
Yes.
And I'd wait so I could record the top 10 songs, man.
Yeah, man.
In the 90s when Whitney Houston was #1 and The Bodyguard just came out. I mean, bro.
Like y'all don't understand, man.
Don't get it.
Boys to Men had us.
Oh man,
we were like adolescents thinking that we were. That we were going through some divorce.
Yeah, exactly. We were just singing because we loved the jam, dude. I used to mow my lawn. It'd be Boys to Men and then Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg.
Yeah, Naughty by Nature, man, had me singing OPP. Like I knew what the heck was going on.
Bro, we were too young to be singing that song. We were way too young to be singing that song. I remember singing that while I was at swim camp, dude.
Bro,
really? I was like, "You down with OPP?" I was like,
"You know me."
And oh my God,
what's wrong with us? See,
what was wrong?
What was wrong? See, I was
And it was such a great time, man. Did you have a BMX bike?
Heck yeah, I did.
Did that work?
In the back, remember what that?
There were top 4 brands. There was Haro, Redline, Diamondback, and one other one. I had a Haro Group 2 because my buddy growing up in Houston, Juan Barrera, had a Haro. And his buddy across the street had a Diamondback. And man, dude, we'd ride these BMX. We had the pegs on the back. We thought we were, badass.
I had whatever hand-me-down bike there was, man. I did. Oh man, here's something else. But before we even got on to record today, on the air, if you will, I was listening to some Nico Boo, some good time.
Reggae.
Let me tell you something, man. I love me reggae.
I love reggae music too.
Miriam and I got married in Jamaica.
That's amazing.
We had 2 random Jamaican ladies. I say random, but we didn't know them as our witnesses.
That's awesome.
One for her, one for me. They were signed thing. But man, for me, dude, I grew up on Jimmy Buffett, on the Beach Boys.
That's amazing.
I still listen to that, man. Now I'm like on No Shoes Radio. That's what I listen to, Sirius XM. So you'll find me on No Shoes Radio or Radio Margaritaville.
Nice.
I'll listen to the message on Sirius XM. But
I've known you over 2 years, and today's the first day. You like radio?
Yeah. Well,
and I told you got to watch the documentary.
Yeah.
And you've got to download the album.
Yeah. So
the entire album is amazing.
What album? So these people.
So I'm a huge Snoop Dogg fan. Have been since the '80s, and it's 2025. So back in 2012. Snoop Dogg did a crossover. He went and lived in Jamaica for an entire year. Lived there, embraced the lifestyle, everything. And he recorded while he was there a 14 song album. And it's a reggae album. And it's called Reincarnated. And it is one of the most amazing albums you will ever hear. I'm going to listen to it on the way home.
Listen to it on the way home.
Just because he was listening to reggae music today. And so he reinvented himself. It's called Snoop Lion. He only did it for this album. Of course, he's Snoop Dogg now, but that's what started his dread journey.
Okay.
You notice he's got dreadlocks?
Yeah,
he started that in Jamaica.
Okay.
Yeah, he started that. They started braiding his hair there, and that's when he started his dread journey. Yeah. So he's 15 years into his dreadlock journey. And and so it's called Reincarnated Snoop Lion, and the entire album.
It just fire.
Is so fire, son. And I don't like this person, but Miley Cyrus is on that album, and him and her together, it's fire. Yeah. It's so bomb.
I'm going to listen to, because I'm telling you right now, I love me. Like my go-to, I think every day, like if you say, hey, what is your go-to song? There's probably 2, probably 3 Little Birds,
Yeah.
Bob Marley. I'll say it.
Yeah.
You know, I'll say
Yeah, for
he
sure.
likes to play Three Little Birds.
For sure.
Bob Marley. Or Stir It Up by Bob Marley.
Yep.
Dude, I did a kata. I did a kata to Stir It Up by Bob Marley.
We're rolling to radio tomorrow morning for Roll Day Thursday.
Let's do
6 a.m. I know you're not going to
it.
see this in time. Oh, man, we are reggaeing it up tomorrow.
Yes, man. See, I am excited about it. I love me some.
Let's
I
go.
will get choked out to reggae. I don't care.
Yep.
Because reggae, listen, man. I grew up in Virginia Beach, right? North
Nice.
Virginia Beach area, and dude, I mean, there. Of course, I mean, I grew up with listening to out there in Virginia Beach, like Z104, 103 jams. Yeah, every Sunday. So I was a lifeguard, and some of you guys heard this on the podcast before, way before. But I was a lifeguard. So one of my first summer jobs was I was a lifeguard starting at age 15. I was on the swim team, loved lifeguard. But every Sunday, 103 Jams had reggae for like 3 hours, man. I would just be bumping to Matt Cobra, bumping to some Bob Marley,
That's what's up.
bumping to all those guys. I mean, I loved it, man.
Yeah, dude.
And so, I mean, I grew up with like stuff like that. And then when I got stationed in Oklahoma, so for me, like, and if you're by the coast, once everything starts going flat, you're like, water.
Yeah.
In Oklahoma, when things go flat, you're like, there's no water for days because the closest water is California. In California, man, they got some issues. But anyway, but I
That's how you're gonna go,
digress.
Jamie.
But I digress.
Digress. California sucks.
Yeah. Oh, we're going. Oh yeah, hey man, sing it out Monday.
Monday.
You do a podcast, man, on Monday? Cause I got to go out to California.
Oh, yeah, we'll go to California.
Yeah.
Let me get back.
Yeah.
Let's see.
So,
If not, we'll take a break and we'll
take a week off.
Yeah,
Easy.
we'll come back and we'll have a guest hopefully for you guys.
man.
And if not, you can just keep looking at our ugly faces because I don't care. I'm having fun talking to my brother Jimmy.
Speaking of faces, let's talk about some faces.
Oh,
So our boy Kurt, shout out to the monster,
Kurt,
Kurt.
did you see that meme I sent this morning?
Oh, bro.
With the I can't explain it on the. It's not podcast safe.
So Kurt made a comment yesterday because after I guess jujitsu, yesterday morning. Was I there yesterday morning? Yeah, I'm there.
You were.
So he I guess he went into work with like either some I don't know, blood. Who knows?
Yeah.
Listen, jujitsu sometimes,
Yeah.
especially at 6 a.m. classes. Like,
Sometimes.
look, man, it's like Fight Club, right? Like, hey, I'm all part of this Fight Club. But man, I'm telling you, my face has been so beat up that I can roll into work, man, with like marks and just all sorts of black eye or whatever else. And nobody cares. It's like, you're not going to ask me about my black eye, man, and my martial arts makeup.
They don't care.
They don't care.
They don't care that we're ninjas.
They don't care.
Man, last night I bled all over the
What happened?
Yeah, Spencer
Yeah.
in his thumb cut my forehead, and we were rolling. We didn't know it.
Yeah.
And we come up, and I look around, and there's all this blood. I was like, "Hey, man, you're bleeding." He goes, "Yo, you're bleeding." I go, "Where?" He goes, "On your forehead." And I go, "What?" And I was like, "Oh my!" Bro, in the stain.
I was rolling with the one of the awesome Benzo women, and I took a knee to the eye.
Yeah.
I saw that right there. But mine was on the inside. Mine was on the inside, but I didn't know anything.
Yeah.
And so they said after the adrenaline wears off, it's kind of like you're in the car and you try to get up.
Yeah.
At least for me, anyway.
Yeah.
But I'm at home and I'm taking a shower and I'm rubbing soap on my face. And man, I hit that spot in my arm. Like, oh my God, what's going on? I'm like, what is going on? So, I finished my shower and I'm looking in the mirror. I mean, it is all dark.
Yeah.
Brad, I'm like, yeah, man, it is what it is.
Gotta love what we
But
do.
listen, man, I'm 45, man. I'm not trying to impress.
Right.
I got my woman for over 20 years.
That's right.
She's stuck with me.
That's right.
I mean,
I'm not trying to press nobody.
yeah, man. God, can you imagine? We were talking about this at work.
My wife and I are fixing to. We talking about what
Go ahead.
What's that? Could you imagine dating?
Exactly. Could you imagine?
Could me and my wife discuss this just the other day? We couldn't do it. We could not do it. There's too much BS.
Yeah.
There's too much crap. Oh my goodness.
I
Too much. I couldn't.
Look, because there's so many apps. If you think about it,
And there's so many fake people.
I know, man.
Everybody's so right now. Like I'm gonna bring this up real quick. It's like
Let's go.
if something is down in the relationship, they think the best thing to do is throw it away and go get another one.
That's
And that's horrible, man.
Yeah.
back when we come from, if something's broken, you fix it, dude. You don't throw it away, you fix it. It's perfectly good. You know, every relationship's going to have its problems. Nobody's perfect. You're never going to get a Cinderella story, no matter what. You know, everybody from the outside looking in, they're like, oh my God, you and Virginia, your relationship. Yeah, we love each other. Yes, we have date night. We date all the time. But we haven't been perfect in 13 years.
Yeah.
You know, she's been pissed at me.
Right.
I've slept on the couch before because she didn't want me in the bedroom.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not perfect. I'm an F up. You know what I'm saying? But man, the amount of time that people just, it's so crazy. And I hate to say, I'm going to bring this up. I was telling somebody on Facebook today, it was like, you know, I could never do this. And you know, and people are like, oh, you don't understand the circumstances. It'd have to be some pretty bad circumstances. There was a girl I've known for a long time. She's a friend, and she's online. She's trying to give her dog up to somebody before she surrendered her to the shelter that she's had for 10 years. Then I'm like, what's the problem? Oh, well, he's too much. And I'm like, well, you've had him for 10 years. That's his entire life.
Right.
You're giving him up to it. You might as well kill him. He's not going to understand that. And that's the problem. These young kids these days, they don't understand. They don't understand what it's like to go through hard times and come out on the other side with somebody you love. Like, you know, you'll never. That's why I don't understand these people that go out and cheat. I can't fathom it, dude.
Yeah.
You cannot. There's not one night of sex or the hottest woman on the planet, which I'm married to, but other than her, they could entice me to go away because you're not going to match the connection Virginia and I have.
Yeah.
You're not going to match the empathy that Virginia and I that I have. You're not going to match the love that we have for each other. There's probably not another girl on the planet that can put up with my crap. Let's be honest. My woman is my better half when I can't be. When I'm not 100%, Virginia's 100% for both of us. When she's not 100%, I'm 100% for both of us. And that's how it should be. That's how it is with your wife. Mm-hmm. But kids these days, they are so fast to throw a relationship away. Yeah. Right? And it's this is the problem. You guys are spending way too much time on your phone.
Percentage.
And you're caught up in this, what we talked about last week, these influencers that don't influence crap. You're looking at these models with these Brazilian butt lifts and these fake chests, and that's not real.
Yeah.
It's plastic.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? It's not real. And apparently Carter B's ex-boyfriend just came out this last week, and he dogged on her and said that he cooked the Brazilian butts, the fake butts. The smell was rancid.
Yeah.
And he dogged on her. I mean, I can see that. I can see that. Yeah. Listen, ladies, you don't need to do this. If a man doesn't like you for who you are, then that's not the man for you. Stop enhancing yourself for these men, especially these low-life punks that would drop you in a dime to go for another woman. They're not even worth the time of your day. Stop injecting your lips with collagen and stop that. We're made to get old and wrinkly. I want to grow old with my wife when she's 70 and she's wrinkled. I'm going to kiss her all over. I love her. That's nothing to do with looks. Yes, attract one another to get with them, but love each other for who you are and how you treat one another. Yeah. And it's just crazy. And I see these people get online, these dating apps. So we open a can of worms on this. And these young kids are like, I see these girls are like, 21, 2 different baby daddies. He needs to be 6 foot tall, make $300,000 a year, provide for me. Like, you're crazy. Yeah. Any guy that's making $300,000 a year is not looking for a single 21-year-old that's got 2 different baby daddies. You know what I'm saying? And that's not taking care of herself. I'm sorry. Let's just be honest. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Golly, you kids got to stop this crap. Yeah. And that's the problem. We're gonna get into the world. The relationships are gonna die with our generation. Oh, man, and now the next thing is gonna be multiple partners and multiple times. And listen, I don't watch TV, but the crap enhance it. I mean, there's this new show this Love Island.
Oh yeah,
it's just sex.
You get into some people.
What is wrong with y'all? Every time you get with somebody, your entire DNA, your entire being, everything you're transferring to that person and every other person they've been with.
Yep.
You kids are nuts. You kids are on a whole nother level that I don't understand. And thank God then I'm old because I couldn't keep up with these girls. I can't be running around. I can't do this stuff, man. Y'all are crazy. This partying and these sex buses and these kids gone wild. I can't do it, man. It's not me, bro.
Phil just took y'all to. No, you should. Because here's the thing, man, about it. So, I mean, listen, air traffic controllers. I'm calling you guys out. There's a lot in the air traffic world that are married but may have a girl on the side.
That's horrible.
Or that have multiple girls on the side, or wife swapping.
That's just horrible.
So, but here's the thing where I told Miriam, right? I told her, I'm like, listen, I can barely keep one woman happy.
Right.
And you want me, there's no way in the world that I'm going to cheat and trying to keep another woman happy. And I mean, yes, I make lighthearted that, but that's to say, I'm not, look, man, as Philip said, there is a lot of drama. Let me tell you something. I'm going to tell y'all something right now. And this may shock everyone. I love boobs. I love boobs. 100% love boobs. However, I don't love boobs that try to kill my wife.
Yes.
So when my wife had her breast cancer, that's what I told her, like, babe, love them.
Yep.
Love them.
Take them out.
Love them.
They don't define you.
And she made the decision. And I stood by her side when she said, I want a double mastectomy.
Yep.
And I get it. I get where she is coming from. And I get where a lot of you ladies that have breast cancer or the family come from, because you think, and I'm only saying this from a guy's point of view, obviously, that, you know, they're like, oh man, they defy you. And then granted, I don't know because I don't have boobs, right? So I'm sure that in one way or another, because I remember Miriam when she was still drugged up, she was saying it, and I told him, like, babe, listen, that does not define my love for you.
Nope.
And like Philip said, I'm going to grow old with my wife.
Yep.
If my wife ever leaves, I'm going with her.
Yep.
That's the thing. That's why I always joke.
Yep.
Like, you know, and then I joke that I whispered to her, because sometimes if you have kids, I'm like, babe, remember, you're not my enemy. The kids are. The kids are.
Yeah.
Of course, that's to make lighthearted too. I love my kids. But
yeah,
damn it.
I'm with you, man. And yeah, these kids, they just got to get it together.
You have to find. Here's my
wife is stuck with me.
Yeah.
In fact, when we were dating, in fact, after I told her I love her and I knew I wanted to spend the rest of my life with her, I told her, I said, if you ever cheat on me or decide to leave me for another man, you better make 100% that you love him wholeheartedly. She's like, oh, babe, that's so sweet. I was like, no, because you're going to be opening his ketchup bottles for the rest of his life. You understand what I'm saying? He's going to be in a wheelchair for the rest of his life, drooling in a cup like that. Yeah. Man, it's me and her forever like that. Like, yeah.
That's good, man.
That's it.
That's what and see, that's what I try to tell my kids. So you have to surround yourself with people that make you marry. Like Philip and his love for Virginia, Virginia's love for Phil. Absolutely, man. I mean, my love for Miriam's love for me. And listen, I'm not perfect either. Like, I'm sure that I am a complete, Miriam will try to tell you, I'm a complete handful to be married to.
The guys were jackasses.
I'll be an 100%. And there'd be a time, it was funny because, and I made a post about this, that I was talking to Tal and we were talking about relationships. And I told him, like, dude, I'm like, the woman who likes me is riding shotgun with me. And she goes, and I said, for over 20 years. And she goes, I haven't always liked you for 20 years. I was like, all right. So the woman who I've been married to for almost 20 years liked me for maybe a combined 3 years.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just the way it is. You need to find a partner. Listen, looks, obviously, you have to be attractive. I get that.
Yes.
But you better find a partner that's going to stand by your side when you get the report, or you're going to stand by her side when she gets a report of health issues.
Yep.
Or when her parents pass away.
Yep.
Or going through something of that nature. Because you want somebody who's going to not only love and support you, but be strong enough for you to talk to the doctor when you can't.
Yes.
Or it's going to be by your side when the house floods or when something happens. You have stop scrolling. I just told you pounds this last week. Stop scrolling on social media because you're not going to find it. Like for us, I found my wife through a mutual friend.
Yep.
That's how I found married. You found Virginia when she came to the karate class.
Yep.
It was and listen, there's some success stories. And I'm not here to slam all apps because there's some success stories.
Sure. It can happen.
And it can. And more power to you. But But stop getting sucked in by the social media influence.
And another thing, guys, listen, relationships are work. We talked about this a few episodes ago.
Yeah.
Marriage is hard. Divorce is hard. You got to choose your heart. I date my wife every single day. Let me repeat that again. I date my wife every single day. Every morning I wake up, just like we're first dating. Hey, good morning, honey. I love you. I hope you have a great day, gorgeous. I miss you. We're sending each other memes and stuff like that. You know, I'm taking her out. Just last Friday, we had a date night. You know, I've taken her out. These people that get in these relationships and then they just sit back and it gets stagnant.
Yeah.
And then they come to work and they're complaining, oh, man, my wife doesn't do what she used to. Well, neither do you.
Right.
You don't do what you used to either.
Right.
You know?
Yep.
You know, think about that. It's funny. My favorite comedian, Chris Rock, was like, man, he goes, can you believe this in a divorce? You know, the woman wants money because they're accustomed to this. Well, I'm accustomed to getting all you can eat when I go to the buffet, but when I leave, that bitch don't owe me more steak. And you know, he's right.
Yeah, you're right.
And listen, if you dated her or him to get with him, you got to date him to keep him. Because here's the thing: if you're not going to date your significant other, somebody else will. I know there's 1,000 men that would line up to date my wife in a heartbeat. I won't allow that to ever happen because I'm always constantly dating her, and that's just how it is.
Hey man, I want to end the podcast on this. Crocs, of course, socks. But I want to end it on this though, bruh. I have been finding these ear hairs. You have them, bruh? Have you not like nose hairs? Have you not been? You don't get these long nose hairs or ear hairs or anything?
No, I don't even have chest hair, bro. You're a hair dude.
Oh, God, man.
I don't even grow chest hair, bro.
Listen, I don't know. I don't know when it happened, but I remember when I used to go to the restroom at work, when I was at the urinal, in and out, boom.
Oh yeah,
boom. And now I'm like the old man at work because we talked about air traffic controllers are forced to retire at age 56.
Yep.
I'm eligible to retire in 4 years. There are kids. I say kids. God, man, makes me sound old. I just gave a tour of the area that I'm at, and she was 26 years old.
Oh wow.
And I was like, she could be my child.
Yep.
And I was thinking, I was like, oh my God. Hey, listen, guys, I'm just going to say, when you get a little bit older, man, I was in and out of that urinal. Now I'm like,
takes a minute.
Sometimes I
maybe
like,
takes you a minute.
It takes me. It's like I need to send
My
somebody.
prostate is okay.
Yeah, I gotta send somebody. I'm like, hey man, tell my family I love them. I'll see you.
Yep. Nope. My prostate is okay.
I'll see you in a minute. Anyway, hey, speaking of prostate, go check yourself out. Anyways, guys, we love you. Thank you,
Love you
guys, for watching.
Yep.
Go like and subscribe. Like I said, our
Please.
numbers are slowly ticking up, man.
And anybody in DFW, if you're a martial artist and you want to come on the show and shoot the crap with Jimmy and I, reach out to us. We'd love to have you. Please.
Come on, man. We love you guys. Until next time. Close.